I'll warn you that as I go through this, that I'll probably still refer to her as my baby girl, for which I make no apologies. I want to thank you all for being here, traveling from your homes around the country on this long expected day. Just a word or two about Julia's parents, Pete and Sue Fullerton, and Connie's parents, Juanita and Bill Gordon, who for health reasons couldn't be here tonight. I know all four of them would have loved nothing better than to be with us today to share this day with their beloved grandchildren. Kayleigh and Brian, Pete and Sue wanted me to say, we wish you a long life together and a marriage as fulfilling as our own. So Mike and Connie, where are you guys? Can't see anything in these lights. Thank you all for all you've done to get us to this day. We had a wonderful time at the rehearsal dinner last night. It was a great way to kick off the celebrations. To Kayleigh's mama, Julia, who wants no part of sharing the spotlight. But I have to shine it on you for just a moment, because of just how amazing a mom you are. If you love Kayleigh, woo! And it's inconceivable that you do not love Kayleigh. You know that her daughter is the loving and accomplished person she is in small part because of Julia. Brian? Yeah, you. Who we officially welcome to the family today. Woo! You have made my daughter so happy. What I've known about you since we first met you is that you adore Kayleigh, and you would do anything to make her happy. As a father, I can't ask for anything more. All I've ever wanted for her is that she feels loved and spend her life with someone who shows her every day what an amazing person she is. I know that's exactly what you want. Now to the hard part. I bet I've started this speech 42 times over in the last year. Most I just threw away as not being good or funny or meaningful enough. Although one version was actually destroyed just recently by the family dogs, Doug and Pippin. And I also lost a laptop in that event. But in truth, this is the speech, if you're a sentimentalist like I am, that you start working on the day your daughter's born. You perpetually find yourself lost in deep thought, considering her life and how badly you want it to be filled with wonder and perfection, even while you know that never actually can be. You kick yourself as a father when her life falls short, or worse, you fall short, but then end up rejoicing. As Kayleigh always has, she stands up to the difficulty and makes life better than you ever could have thought possible. Just like 15 more pages, I promise. I had jokes about her dowry being exactly one Pembroke Welsh Corgi. By the way of showing what a perfect child she was, and she was a perfect child. I was going to tell you the stories about how one of the worst things she ever did was to tell her older brother to shut up. Only she was 4, and the T came out as a B. And to this day, we as a family tell each other to shut up all the time. I was going to work in quotes about her favorite books, ending with "as you wish," or how it's not important if you like less than half the people only half as well as they deserve. That's a really nerdy reference. But none of that seemed right to me. I didn't want her to remember this day as some inane performance. Rather, I hoped it would be a little bit of magic. I could weave over my baby girl and the special someone she has chosen. So instead, I think I'll tell you a few things about what she's taught me. Because that might be the thing as a father I was least prepared for. That a little blondie, bobbing around the house, asking to watch the same movie for the 3rd time that night, might teach me about perseverance, bravery, and most importantly, kindness. She taught me that so many of the things in life that seem daunting really aren't, if you face them as though nothing in the world can stop you. That the outcome will be amazing, even if it might not be exactly what you expect. I'm going to focus on one specific lesson, one that speaks to our mutual love of books and reading. For the better part of a decade, it was my responsibility to get Kayleigh to go to sleep at night. It began with picture books, and ended with reading The Hobbit, The Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, The Princess Bride, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and a lot of others. But somewhere in the middle, there was a time, a golden time, when the only way to get her to go to sleep was to tell her a story. No book, no pictures, just our imaginations. I think I laughed every night and always left her room smiling. Together we learned something important during that time, that there are only 4 parts to a really gripping story. And those of you who remember your literature classes might recall character, plot, setting, and tension. I'm here to tell you that's entirely wrong. The first critical part to every story is, of course, once upon a time. This is where you set the stage for what's to come, like a land far, far away, or a dark forest inhabited by wolves and witches, or there was once a father who loved his only daughter, and she helped him, even in his worst days, to forget his troubles just by seeing her smile and hearing her laughter. Part 2, and this one does a lot of heavy lifting. It's kind of really just, it's the core, right? Is As It Happened. This is the action of the story where a toy might slowly become a boy, or someone quite small might travel great distances to accomplish a seemingly impossible task. Where a brilliant, talented girl meets a kind, joyful, genuine boy in a small college town in central Washington, and they find they want to make a life together. So, once upon a time, as it happened. Part 3 might actually surprise you a little bit. It's, they lived happily ever after. This is the comforting part, so that we know after the long quest or the years of waiting, things continue as I hope they might. Our heroes are allowed to live in their quiet homes, free of the tribulations that came before, where they find when everything seemed hopeless that what they were searching for was right in front of them all along. Or they adopt a corgi, get married, and get swept off to Bavaria to visit every brewery. And the last is the end. And you might say, well, why do we need the end if we already have happily ever after? Well, it's the same for adults as it is for sleepy 5-year-old girls. It gives us all permission to wonder what might come next. For no matter how good the ever after might be, there are new adventures and entirely new stories to be lived and written. And so I know it will be for these 2, that we must both wish them a happy ever after and grant that in the most marvelous way, this is only one particular, the end. Kayleigh and Brian complete one tale and begin writing something unknowable yet amazing today, filled with adventure and magic. I, for one, can't wait to read every word. Please join me. Once upon a time, as it happened, they lived happily ever after. The end to Kayleigh and Brian.